Cross-Gender Leisure Activity, Sewing an Apron, by Andy Lawrence. Sewing is an ancient skill, and was first done with animal bone and sinew many thousands of years ago. Traditionally done by women as part of their household duties, it is a skill passed down from mother to daughter for generations. Historically, men have also used this skill, but less for leisure and more so for work, as tailors, shoemakers, and sailors, but also used it in the taxidermy of sport hunting. In modern times, though sewing is applied in countless crafts, including equipment for sports such as gloves, it is still seen as a feminine activity. Males that sew are often perceived as queer or homosexual, despite that some of the most famous and prominent names in clothing design are straight males, such as Gucci, Armani, Calvin Klein, and Tommy Hilfiger. And although sewing is applied in a number of male professions, as a hobby, it is still frowned upon. Technology has enabled sewing to evolve from a simple skill into an advanced art form. From the first iron needle with an eye, to elaborate machines that turn out hundreds of garments exactly the same of near perfect quality. Fashion has become an integral part of many cultures and a vital component of their economies as well. Since the Industrial Revolution, textiles have taken on an entirely new role in society. For hundreds of years, men's and women's roles have essentially been the same, so participation hasn't changed much. Women also typically engage in more social activities, and sewing can be very social and done while doing other activities. Crafting garments also allows for a great deal of self-expression. With the ability to manipulate various textiles to one's preferences, there are almost infinite possibilities. However, sewing is considered semi-leisure in nature because the things made often serve a purpose. Women were expected to do this in addition to other duties, such as watching the children and cooking. In the movie Mona Lisa Smile, women went to college to learn how to be good housewives, not to get educated and join the workforce. Women's crafts often go unrewarded and are valued based on how it serves their men. Constraints that affect participation in this activity are largely those placed on guys by other guys. Men will often ostracize one another if they are perceived as being queer or less than the masculine ideal. Though women will often show support for male participation, it is not encouraged the same way it is for girls, and is typically reserved as a female bonding activity. Sewing can also be quite difficult and requires a teacher or experience to get quality results. I realized that making something simple, like an apron, which only covers one side and has two sets of ties, required patience, dexterity, an array of skills, and knowledge of how fabric drapes over and wraps around the body. While engaged in the activity, I felt excited over doing and creating something new, but became increasingly frustrated as I worked through the tedious process of marking, cutting, ironing, pinning, and sewing the fabric over and over again. After completing the apron, which took me roughly 3 hours with expert guidance, I had a keener appreciation for the workmanship found in clothing and other textiles. It was great to know that I could modify what I was making any way I wanted and that it was tailored to me by me. I feel that females have a greater ability to do projects that require patience, focus, and attention to detail. In conclusion, the activity proved to be more technical than I expected, requiring constant supervision to ensure I didn't make any mistakes. At certain points, I developed a rhythm to my work, and it was quite meditative but stimulating. I will most certainly do more of this again, crafting gifts for others and various items for myself.